Well, we have a confession to make. Yesterday we checked 3 bags for our 1.5 hour domestic flight.
It was a disaster and embarrassing. And I can't believe that it happened. So picture this, we're in a mall. We just figured out that all of our bags are way too heavy because we just bought the luggage scale and we were over by, I don't know, like 5 to 10 kilos per person. And we just had all of our stuff just spread all over the place in the middle of the shopping mall, just kind of freaking out a little bit of like, we're not gonna make it fit, we don't have enough room, we can't, it's too heavy, oh no. And then we make it all the way to the airport with what we thought was gonna work. And then we get to the airport and we realize that our bag is just falling apart. Okay, so we thought that we had the baggage problem solved, but we don't. We're now repacking the whole thing. And our various ideas at this point were one, maybe just like wrap the entirety of the bag in like plastic wrap and call it good, or 2, get out the sewing kit and try to re-sew the corners.
That was my idea.
Lisa is the almighty pack master. And it was at this moment in the airport when we had just taken everything out and we're pulling stuff out like a can of beans and a coconut pour over and just like they packed a can of beans. And we're wondering why we're overweight. Oh man, we've fallen off the rails.
We make videos on how to quit your job and travel the world, and sitting there was a very humbling moment.
Oh, these budget airlines and their 7 kilos. 7 kilos is such a BS number.
They even weighed my purse.
And we want to talk about this today, not because we're the worst at this. We want to talk about this today because a lot of these packing lists that you're going to see online do not at all even remotely reflect the reality of what you should or will actually bring with you on a trip around the world. So that's what this video right here is about. That's what we're trying to answer right now is like, what should you actually bring for around the world trip?
What should you definitely not bring?
Definitely not bring. Freaking 3 bags. 3 bags checked.
Some of the damage from yesterday.
Everybody's stuff was in everybody else's bag because we were trying to figure out how to make it all fit and it just wasn't working out. Oh no. Oh god. Okay. Yeah, let's I'm gonna set up here, let's get this thing started. So the main problem with most packing lists, like I was talking about before, is that generally they just put stuff on there that doesn't make any sense. Most of them are good. It's just a lot of weird stuff on there. One of those things, for example, is a rubber doorstop and a money belt. You're gonna stand there in front of the person and be like, hold on, I just need zip, and then you pull out your credit card from literally under your shirt, inside your pants, and then okay, so I got it all broken down into 4 categories here. Are there just 4 categories? Lisa, what are the categories again? What are the categories?
Clothes and shoes, toiletries, electronics and tech, our work stuff,
Yep.
And then the bonus category, luxury items we didn't need, but we're so glad we brought.
All right, let's get started with the clothes. We're gonna talk through all of these things and why exactly we brought each of these individual clothing items. I'm gonna start first with underwear, and underwear for me is a dead simple choice. So at Target in the US and also available online is this brand called Pair of Thieves. Now, a lot of people used to recommend this other brand called Ex Officio, and they're also great. And they're both in the same category of like very highly synthetic materials that dry quickly and usually don't get that stank in them.
Wow.
$20 for 2 of them, so they're much cheaper than the Ex Officio ones, and I think that they're way more comfortable. All right, moving on to the lower leg portion of stuff that isn't underwear. So I have not worn pants, like full-length pants, since we left on this trip. We haven't needed it, we haven't gone anywhere cold. All the shorts that I wear are also like convertible swim trunk things. So same thing here, I'm trying to find the perfect short that looks good, that you can wear in like normal people situations, and also you can go swimming in without having to change. Look like shorts normal people would wear to go and do stuff that you do in shorts, but you can also run in them, you can swim in them. So right, listen, I know that all of this clothing advice is coming from a aggressively unfashionable Midwestern dude.
Oh yeah. Looking good.
Thank you. I feel good. So it probably doesn't all the way apply to all of you out there, but like, you know, I'm definitely a bigger fan of utilitarian clothing, and if you care about fashion at all, some of this advice may not apply. In case it gets cold, I've only used this a couple of times, is I have this like under layer. Okay, socks. This is another one where I will call out a specific brand. These Darn Tough socks are the best socks I've ever had. They dry out super fast, they don't keep smells in them. They're the perfect sock. And if any of them do rip, you just send them back and they'll just send you a brand new one. They're not sponsoring this video, although if they wanted to, I don't know, I love their stuff. Quick dry towel. Truthfully, I don't know if you need this. Let's talk about shirts, because in the world of guys' shirts, there's really only one determining factor when it comes to like, is a shirt good or not? And that only factor is how nipply is it? How prominent are your nipples through the shirt? Because if they are, the shirt sucks. And if they aren't, and it fits kind of good, it's a great shirt. Okay, so for the first 6 months of the trip, maybe even longer, this was the only t-shirt that I wear. This was it. This is the V-neck made by Pair of Thieves, the same people that made the underwear. It's made out of nice, really comfortable, really soft, really durable material. They fit good. I think they look good. They're simple shirts. There's no big logo or anything like that. They're perfect. At this point, I'm moving back to nicer Henleys, like the one that I was just wearing, or cooler t-shirts that I could find for cheap. Ones that have stayed consistent are these Pair of Thieves t-shirts. I can't recommend them high enough. Again, they're not sponsoring this video, even though it might be starting to sound like it. I have one button up just in case I need to impress Lisa on a date. Okay, you know, it's a pretty nice short sleeve button up. This is a Rain Spooner shirt. We got it from some store in Hawaii. This is actually the shirt that Lisa bought me for our wedding day. So I think whether or not I want to keep this shirt, I am keeping this shirt for the rest of my life. I love it. I'm kidding. I love it. I love it. So all in all, what this adds up to is I have 3 pairs of shorts, 1 underlayered, 6 pairs of underwear, 4 pairs of socks, 6 different t-shirts of various colors. For shoes, we got the locals. For $5, these are the best flip-flops in the world. For actual shoes, these Ultra Lone Peak 5s are the one true shoe. These are the things that we use to walk all across Europe. We literally used it to walk the Camino de Santiago. Which are made for walking. This is what they'll do. So these dirty boots are gonna go Spain and stuff. I go running in these things every single day. I wear them all the time. They're still comfortable. They still have some pretty good grip after all that time. Best shoe I've ever owned.
Hello. It's so messy. This is where it all just gets cleaned up. So I would say overall in the last 8 months, I have kept about 75% to 80% of the things that I actually brought along on the trip with me. I decided from the get-go, the 2 things that I had to bring were 2 pairs of pants. One, these wide leg pants. They're really, really comfortable. They're great travel pants, and I think they're quite fashionable. 1 pair of leggings that I wear for hikes, for exercising, for colder days, and for travel days sometimes, because yoga pants. Who doesn't love yoga pants? And then the rest I just bought packable, lightweight tops to interchange. So I ended up bringing along 4 different tank tops, and actually, that's what I usually end up wearing most. I also brought along a couple of t-shirts, and now we're down to 1 because the other one got stains on it. We eat. It's hard sometimes to eat. I don't feel confident about this one. I have 2 main pairs of shorts. These are my sleep shorts. These are my dry fit workout / hiking shorts. They're really great, super comfortable. From Gap, I think, from 5 years ago. And then I brought along 3 different dresses. Now this is where I think I went a little bit overboard. This black dress actually has been the one that I've worn the most. And this is, I think, from Old Navy. It's just a really comfortable, lightweight sundress. I bought this dress when we were in Thailand. Just a nice tropical dress that I don't wear often, but it's again nice to have when it's warm or when I want to lounge around. This green dress, which I rarely wear and I'm actually thinking maybe I should get rid of. But it's a nice green dress that I thought I would bring for times that we want to get a little fancy or go on a date. We don't go fancy very often, even though we go on dates all the time, practically every day. Oh, cheesy. My sleep clothes. I know a lot of people don't bring separate clothes for their sleepwear, but I do just because I like to be comfortable. Bulky-ish pair of pajama pants that I can roll up. Punahou girls varsity soccer shirt because it is the softest and most comfortable shirt ever. I brought along 5 pairs of underwear, which I just honestly got off of Amazon, but the thing that I was looking for was cotton because I think they're the most comfortable. A sports bra, and then 2 what I would call and consider comfortable travel everyday wear bras. These are bras that I also found on Amazon, and I gotta say, ladies, I understand it's really, really hard to find a bra that you like, let alone a bra that you will wear for 8 months straight. They have been the most comfortable after trying out so many, and that's because the material is breathable, they don't have underwire padding, and they're convertible. A pair of socks. I also really, really like the Darn Tough socks. I just have to say, I just don't like wearing socks. I don't like wearing shoes, and so when I have to, bums me out. But that's why I only brought 1 pair, and the 1 pair has been all I needed, really. 1 black swimsuit. This scarf has actually been kind of a game changer for me. I didn't bring any scarves with me along the way because I didn't think I need them, but within our first week of our trip at the Vatican, right outside, I was proven wrong. I needed this scarf, and that's actually where I bought it, for €7. And so I bought this for €7 begrudgingly at the time, but it's actually been an item that I wear all the time now and has come in handy at a lot of different places, including visiting a lot of the temples in Thailand. And this rain jacket is actually a thing that I picked up here in Australia. I didn't think that I would need an umbrella or a rain jacket, but I am glad that I ended up buying it here because, well, the weather has been very, very intense, as you all have seen. This rain jacket has taught me an important lesson. You don't have to pack everything that you need for this round the world trip. You can always find things along the way. This rain jacket was only $4 at an op shop, as they call them here, or a resale store. 1 piece of clothing that I probably didn't need, but I ended up bringing, and it's quite bulky, is my jean jacket. I went back and forth on whether I wanted to bring this, but I love a good jean jacket, and I knew that I would wear it a lot. It is one of those luxury items that's really, really bulky and probably too heavy for what I actually need, but I love it. It's pretty nice, right? Now, the shoes. This is a very sensitive topic for me because in the van chronicles and all the moves in and out of our van, I lost my favorite pair of sandals. Initially on the trip, I brought along 3 pairs of shoes. I know, you might think that's a lot, but I actually felt that it was the right amount for me. I brought along my locals, which are a pair of flip-flops that are from Hawaii originally. They're so affordable. They're about $3 to $5 in Hawaii, a little bit more expensive on the mainland, and they're just super, super solid and really, really comfortable. I also have a pair of Ultras, but these ones are actually the Lone Peak. Nope, they're also the Lone Peak 5. So yeah, we have matching shoes. Who knew? The reason I like these shoes is because they have a wide toe box, and I have wide feet. My friend calls them hula feet, so not so bad. They're really, really comfortable. I don't feel like I'm sliding around in them, and they don't feel like they're too tight for me. But again, they're shoes, so they're a little bit annoying, right? You have to tie them up, put on socks, and I just don't like the feeling of shoes. If at all possible, I will always try to wear sandals, slippers, or go barefoot. But alas, the shoes that I miss the most and that are my favorite pair are the things that I can't even show you right now because they got lost in the van chronicles. The Teva Universal sandals. But the reason they were so great was that they were super lightweight and very versatile. You could wear them hiking, you can wear them walking throughout the city. They were simple and stylish, and best of all, low effort. I'm on the hunt. I will keep searching, and maybe I'll just end up buying them again. Teva, if you're out there.
Moving on to personal items. Listen, we're going to talk about personal items for a second here. I don't really understand the idea of a skincare routine. I am but a simple Wisconsin boy who, when you ask me, Josh, what's your skincare routine? I just take water and I splash it on my face and I use soap. If you ask me, like, Josh, what are your toiletries? It's going to be very exciting. This is all of them. I have a toothbrush, and it's whatever the cheap one at the store is wherever we are, and I replace it every, month or two. Whatever the cheap toothpaste is, some floss, and some deodorant. We got a fingernail clipper, right? You gotta have that. Small wallet. Now, speaking of like safety and security, I don't actually bring this whole wallet with me everywhere that we go. I'll just bring one credit card and some cash. And that way, in case something bad does happen, I have been robbed before out on a trip like this. And it sucks, but if they only steal one of your credit cards, no problem. I just use one of my backup ones. And then at least I'm only losing just whatever's in my pocket at that point in time. I never bring everything with me all the time unless I'm going to and from the airport. 2 pens, my clippers so I can shave. Chargers by USB-C so I don't have an extra charger. Carabiners, use these all the time for random stuff, mostly for like when we wash our clothes, just hanging them up, clips everywhere. Extra wedding ring. I guess mask is another important thing, and my packable day pack. This Osprey day pack is awesome.
I'm not gonna pretend to be a lifestyle makeup YouTuber. I don't know enough. I don't pretend to be an expert in any of these, but I will share with you what I ended up bringing, which I felt to be were the most essential things. Not fancy, just a plastic bag of things. This CeraVe, see, I don't even know how to say it, and I can't even get it. Hello? See, this is why I can't be a lifestyle makeup tutorial / okay. What? On my face, on my skin, anywhere. Just, you know your skin well enough. The thing that was important to me was that something was lightweight, didn't make my skin dry, and had hyaluronic acid, hyaluronic acid. It's the thing that makes your skin look good and keeps it from wrinkling. Maybe. Another key item that I also swear by, that I love, is this face sunscreen that has SPF 50. It's not a product you can find everywhere, but you can find it outside of Japan, and I was able to pick up another bottle in Thailand. Hand sanitizer, we all just kind of have learned to carry this along now. I brought these from Target right before we left on the trip. They're empty right now. It's mostly just in case we go to places that don't have shampoo or conditioner and I don't want to buy a whole new bottle. I just make sure that I have a little bit more from, any of the places that have the floss. Don't forget to pack floss because you should floss. Toothbrush. Some people don't really bother with the electric toothbrush, but I actually really, really like this. I got this Densely one from Amazon, and the great thing about it is it has a USB charger, which has been really great. It lasts a really long time and it does the job. Again, I'm not pretending to be a makeup artist or a makeup tutorial person, but the 2 things that I basically carry with me all the time is L'Oreal Volume, this eyelash curler for the days that I just want a little oomph in my makeup. And then some eyeliner. I also have a little baggie of earrings. Now, I ended up bringing a curling iron with me. I know, it's heavy, it's clunky. Probably not a thing that I would bring again. I'll admit it, I'm a bag lady. I brought a nylon bag. I brought my tote bag, my Manoa tote bag that I actually drew and made. There's President Obama's house. Did you know that he grew up in Manoa? They've come in handy, especially when we do a lot of grocery shopping. Another bag, no surprise. This is a bag of other toiletries / personal items. So in here I keep another bag. It's like that toy that just keeps unfolding with things. It's been really, really helpful on the Camino as well as in life. Can't tell you the number of times that we've cut our fingers on all the paperwork that we've had to use for getting into countries, COVID documentation. Pens. I brought some parts of my sewing kit. This tape measure has been a surprising clutch item to have. I can't remember the last time I used it, which is defeating my purpose in saying that, but I found it really, really helpful in times where we needed to know the dimensions that we could check a bag, or I don't know, when Josh had to get measured for his brother's wedding for a suit. That thing came in handy. These travel cups we found in Switzerland, of all places, at a Lidl. They've been super, super handy for the times that we are on a train or you need to make muesli, have cereal, drink some water, drink some wine, picnic. These are great, and they were only $3 each. Masks, the whole gamut of them. Got a pair of sunglasses that I picked up here, also in an op shop. Thank you, Australia, for helping us save money there as well. I got this nice little headband that I wear sometimes. Got from Thailand at a craft store. A dry towel that I brought from home. Other item that I can't live without, my hair ties that are these kind of things that are supposed to be like a keychain. They're squishy, they're stretchy, but they always go back to form. I buy at least 5 of these at a time and keep them with me because I find that they don't damage my hair and they're fun. Everyone needs to have, if they're traveling internationally, passport, international driving permit just in case, extra copies of our passports, diver's log. And this is a point in the video where I have to, one, congratulate you for making it this far. Please consider subscribing. It really helps us out and helps us continue to make these videos.
Okay, so now we're moving on to electronics, but I'm only going to talk about the electronics now that aren't directly related to our work. As in, like, if we weren't YouTubers, what electronics would we actually bring and why? So first of all, the laptop. I would always bring a laptop with me on every single trip. If I had to pick the best laptop to bring with you on a trip, it would be the M1 MacBook Air, the one that just came out a couple years ago. It's under $1,000. Battery life is forever. It charges with just USB-C on the side. I don't think there's any other laptops that are even close. Noise canceling headphones, lifesavers. I think this is as close to an electronic must-have as there is out there. I was not a believer in these at first. They're pretty big. They're actually really big, and they're kind of heavy. But the first time that you use these on an airplane and you can't hear anything, and it's quiet for once on an airplane, it's a beautiful feeling. These ones are made by Anker. They're like, I don't know, 40 bucks. These Apple AirTags, these things have been great. It's really made me feel like I'm not worried at any point in time about my bag disappearing because I'll always know where it is. Even if somebody steals it or whatever, I'll be able to track it back down. Luggage scale, we just got this yesterday, as you've learned. Backup battery pack, another must-have. We use this all the time. Lisa's phone is constantly dying. We use this thing a lot. Having a little bit of extra juice with you, even though it weighs a pound or two and it's annoying because you can't actually check it in luggage, you have to bring it in your carry-on everywhere you go, but still, even with all that, totally worth it. 2 USB drives, these are definitely not just filled with movies. Charging brick. Again, if you're interested in any of this stuff, we're gonna have links to all of it down below, so if you really wanna be like, oh, what exactly was that laptop he was talking about, or where did you get this underwear from, it'll all be down below in the links. So what I keep here is my like USB-C dongle thingy, a deck of cards, my SIM cards that I use across various countries whenever we get there, and then just cables to charge all of our stuff. That's all it is. iPhone cable, USB-C cable.
So many cables.
HDMI cable, which we use all the time. The last thing, the centerpiece to this whole electronic setup, of which we do have a lot of electronics, this thing I would absolutely trust with my life. Epica travel adapter works in every single country that we've been to, and probably almost every country on planet Earth. 4 USB ports at the bottom. Has a USB-C on the side that charges at 18 watts, which is awesome. That means fast charging for most phones. Then it has plugs at the front. We have used this thing to charge a camper van. We have used this thing to charge our laptops. We have used this thing to use a hairdryer, or a curling iron, or everything. This is the most important electronic that you'll bring with you on your trip.
Now, to the electronics and tech part, you'll see how different Josh and I pack and think about these things, but it works out because we complement each other in a lot of ways. And AirTag. I think that's it. How could I forget? This is the other personal item that just is honestly overlooked all the time, but obviously a thing that I can't live without. Our phones. Our navigator, our camera, our way to check our vaccine passports in and out, our QR codes. It's also the way that, I get to look at pictures of Octavius, our cat. Josh always asks me before we leave, do you have your picture of Kitty? And I say, of course, I have my phone. This thing right here is my wallet that you just buy and you stick onto the back of your case. I can't tell you the number of times that it's come in handy to be able to say, oh yeah, I have my debit card with me. I can go get cash now. Super practical, and it's one less thing that I have to carry. I don't use a wallet, I just bring my phone.
Onto the stuff just for work. The electronics that we bring specifically because we're YouTubers. First and foremost, iPad. This might be all you need if you're traveling around with just some sort of iPad to watch stuff on. But we use this for drawing, for doing work, for taking calls. GoPro. The newer iPhones are waterproof. They definitely are, but they're also slippery. They're hard to hold on to, especially when you're swimming around with them. For underwater footage, for getting footage where you just can't bring this giant camera in, but you know that you need really good picture quality, this is the go-to thing. Little floaty thing that you can attach the GoPro to make sure that if you lose it, it floats up to the surface instead of sinking to the bottom of the ocean. Housing for the GoPro for when we go scuba diving. Dry bag, backup hard drive, lens cleaners, you know, for mouse for editing videos. I find that this makes editing videos a lot nicer. Plus, when me and my brothers game, which we do once a week, you gotta have a mouse. Various bits and bobs for connecting this camera, like attaching it to things. Extra SD cards for this guy.
The only thing that I really have is this MacBook Pro. It's a new one, thanks to the parents for bringing it for us, and thanks to our family for gifting this to us for Christmas. It's such a nice laptop. It's a little bit heavier, but it processes Final Cut Pro like magic. And then I keep this, again, a bag, a little pouch of all my work tech-related goods. So external hard drive, SanDisk, really key, really clutch, holds I think a terabyte, 2 terabytes. It's really great, and it's packable and lightweight. I just use these earphones, you know, the standard plug-in. I can't be bothered with AirPods. Chargers, dongles, and that's really all I need to edit.
Okay, luxury items. There's just a couple of these. We don't have too many luxury items, but I think it's important to talk about. Sleep mask. I'm pretty light sensitive, which is why I'll also show you the electrical tape that I bring with us everywhere. Little bright red things.
Oh my god. Wait, what are you doing?
Bright lights. I put the electrical tape on. I don't know why I was putting lights on.
What is that for?
Keeps the light out, you know? Okay, good night. And then I think the biggest item of this whole thing that is just a nicety to have that most people don't bring with them on a trip is the Nintendo Switch. I use this for gaming on the plane or gaming with my brothers. It's just a way for me to keep connected to a lot of the people that I love back at home. They all got Switches, we can all game together. We also use it for fitness, so we have Ring Fit for it that we brought the whole setup with us, and we hook it into the TV any place that we go, and we can get a good workout in anywhere. And then we also use it for Just Dance.
Now this personal item category I call the luxurious / sentimental / souvenir section. These are definitely things that I never need, but a thing that I will always cherish with me because let me just show you. This cat artwork / tile we got in Phuket when we first landed. This sweet woman selling pastries and baked goods just walked up and gave it to us, and I just, how can I get rid of this? This is definitely coming home. These 4 massage rocks. Now they are definitely hefty and heavy, but we got these from our sweet friends at the Giving Tree Massage in Chiang Mai. Eam, who was the sweetest massage therapist, took hours of her time to just massage Josh's neck because he was having face pain and shoulder pain. But she gave these to us. She taught me how to use it so I could help Josh massage his neck. I will never be able to replace the work and the kindness and the things that she did, but these mean so much to us. I'm not getting rid of these. Oh, can't forget this. I can be a practical person, but when it comes to cool items like this, I can be totally impractical. This is the coconut pour over that we bought when we were in Chiang Mai, also at the coconut market, which Eam, our massage therapist, also happened to share with us. Stuff this with socks and underwear and you're good to go. This is definitely one of those luxury items that I probably didn't need to bring along, but I really am glad that I did. This is a Q&A journal, 5-year journal, 365 questions for every single day. And my friend gave it to me 5 years ago. I love this journal so much because it shows you just how much can change in 5 years, but also how little can change in 5 years. Every day they ask you simple, directed questions that you just answer. For example, November 18th, what is your dream job of the day? 2017, to travel and take photos. 2018, travel and take photos, but also crafting and selling things. 2019, travel and take photos. It's pretty heavy. It's pretty heavy and pretty thick, but I love this journal.
Okay, where does all that stuff go? Goes into the backpack, right? This big old thing. This is the Cotopaxi Alpa 35 liter. And as far as backpacks go, I think this is the most perfect one ever created. So this bag is just the perfect mixture of having all these little pockets to separate things, but also being able to fit a ton of stuff. All of this that you see here fits inside of this. This backpack is the best. It's got this huge head pocket up top that we fit our whole camera in. And I couldn't recommend it any higher, and I've never found any bag that's better. Done.
Finally, where all of this lives, Cotopaxi 35 liter bag. I hate to say it, but yeah, Josh and I match in this. He has the brightly colored one. I have the black sleek one that happens to also be waterproof, because I know people are really, really into the travel packs and the packing cubes. This backpack is like a backpack / travel cube in one. It has all the right compartments for all the different things, and I've never really had any issues with it. The one thing that I would say I wish it had was compression straps, because just in case you don't fill it all the way up, your stuff can slide around, but at least it has the mesh covering to make sure that everything stays in place. One of the other best parts about this backpack is there are some features of the zippers that make it more secure. You can slide it through these little holes, so that way no one can just open them. It's really sturdy, it's really comfortable to wear. The hip belt, kind of impractical and not really useful. Everything else has been great. I think that's it. This is our full around the world, what to pack, what not to pack, packing YouTube video list. Thanks for watching.
God, it's so itchy. That's really all there is to it. Where like a shirt like this fits fine, slightly nipply, kind of nipply. And now everybody's looking at my nips. Wow, this is going long.
Very, very prepared. Lighting is so bad. Come on. Hello? Hello? Why? Why does it take so long to focus? Hi, kitty. What do you got to tell us? So many things to say.